you decide to sell your house, there's a lot of talk about getting your house ready for market, pricing your house right, and that is all super important. In fact, getting the right price on your house and getting it ready for market are probably the two most important things you can do to get your house sold, and especially as a for sale by owner, because you have that competition against real estate agents. But when you get all that finished and it comes time to actually selling your home, then you have to go and market it. Well, in this video, we're going to talk about how to market your for sale by owner, what to do, and how to get the most money out of your house without leaving any money on the table. If you plan on selling your house now or anytime in the future, consider doing it yourself and subscribe to my channel and come back here often for more tips and strategies to help you sell it fast and for the most money. We've talked about it a lot in the past about how real estate used to be before the internet, but now we have the internet. So consumers, people that are buying homes, people that are selling homes, all that information about the housing market is now readily available to everyone. It's free. It's right there on the internet. Real estate agents, when we go to market your house, when you hire us to list it, the first thing we do is we put it on the multiple listing service, the MLS. Now, the multiple listing service is a proprietary system that is used by real estate brokers and real estate agents exclusively. And that's where real estate agents, it's kind of like the hub where real estate agents and brokers go to put the listings that then get spread throughout the internet to places like Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, etc., etc. You go to list your house, you don't really need the MLS. You can get your house put on there as a for sale by owner. There's companies out there that for $200 or $300 will put it on there for you. But as soon as you put your house on the MLS, you're pretty much guaranteeing that you're going to be paying a buyer's agent. When you sell your house completely yourself and keep control of that sale, then there's a chance you may be able, well, there's a very good chance, in fact, that you completely control, that you may be able to sell your house without any commission at all. So you keep all that money, which is substantial. I mean, if you have a $300,000 house, it's like, what, $18,000, something like that, if they're charging you 6% interest. So the number one mistake that I see for sale by owners make on Zillow is not posting their contact information where it can be seen readily and easily. You see, Zillow's main form of business is to sell real estate leads. That means that on those little buttons that say contact agent on Zillow, on Trulia, on all of them, if you've ever seen that, as a consumer, you think that's taking you to the listing agent so that you can see the house or that you can ask information about it. But what it's actually doing is taking you to a buyer's agent, not the person that has the house listed, but a completely separate agent, and that will become your agent. Of course, they're going to try to get you to sign an exclusive buyer's agency agreement, and we'll have a video about buyer's agency here in the next week or two that'll tell you what all that entails. It's really quite fascinating. But when you go on and you click that button and you're a buyer, then you end up with a buyer's agent. And what Zillow wants to do is they want to keep consumers there and keep them clicking those contact agents, because that's how they make their money, is buyers buy space on Zillow to collect leads, to get leads. So when you do a for sale by owner, Zillow puts your name way down here at the bottom in little letters. Go to Zillow and look at like a for sale by owner. Click up in the top, on the menu on the top, it says what you're looking for. If you hover over buy, it'll show all the types of houses, and just click for sale by owner and you can go look. I did that this morning, in fact, before I made this video, to see how prevalent it really is. And I looked for maybe 5 or 6 minutes, and like 3/4 of the places that I saw didn't have the seller's contact information in the description. So then what you got to do as a buyer is you got to scroll down to the very bottom where it says property owner. No picture or anything, in small print, and then your phone number. But when you click contact agent, which is much easier because that contact agent button is like this big right up there, you can't miss it, then you get hooked up with an agent. So what you want to do is right there at the top of the description, before you describe anything else, before you put all the fluff in, before you talk about the features or how great your house is, write, contact me directly for best deal. Contact Bob at 555-555-555. Contact me for the best price. Something like that. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. But write it at the very top before anything. Because when people are scrolling through, and we're going to talk about these great pictures you're going to take in a few minutes, but when people are scrolling through and looking through at the description, a lot of times they don't read all the way down. They mostly just want to get to the pictures. So a lot of times they don't click the more button. And even I've noticed a lot of people that put their name and their contact information in there, they put it at the bottom of the description. And so to get to the bottom of the description, in most cases, you've got to click the more button. And there's no guarantee that buyers are going to do that. We all know how short everyone's attention span is in the internet age. So they may never ever even see your name on there. They just click on a contact agent because they think that because they know that an agent is going to get them into your house, and then that agent is going to want you to pay them 3% more than likely. Some are even so bold as to ask for 6%. So remember that, very important. Put your contact information and to contact you directly at the very top of the description. So the other thing about marketing your house online on those internet real estate portals are pictures. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. We've all heard that saying before. With real estate, it's totally true. Seriously, people, when they're scrolling through when they're scrolling through homes on Zillow or Trulia and they're looking at all the different houses for sale, it's the ones that have the best pictures that catch their attention. Those are the ones that they pause on. Doesn't mean they're going to immediately call you up and make you a full price cash offer, but it is going to catch their attention. It's going to make them click the save button. It's going to make them write down the phone number on there that you have prominently displayed on the top. It's going to get them into your house. And so that's why you want to take really great pictures. And so if you have any doubt about your own picture taking ability, like, for instance, I see for sale by owners, sometimes they'll go in there with like their iPhone or their Android and they'll just snap pictures and then post them online, and they're just really crappy pictures, and it doesn't attract attention. It doesn't impress people, and they've got a lot of other houses to look through. So if you can't do it, hire a professional photographer. It doesn't cost that much money, really. If you just shop around and you get competition and you use competition, you'll be able to find somebody that'll do it in your price range. If you want to do it yourself with your camera, try to make sure that you do it a good job of it. On most cameras these days, the modern phones, they got like the wide angle that you can use on there. Use that. If you have an older phone, borrow a phone from somebody or borrow a DSLR camera from somebody or even a point and shoot. But what you want to do is get wide angle. Like I use a 10-22 millimeter lens. It's not like fisheye wide. It's not crazy stupid, but it gets a good balance of the room so you can see it all. Sure, it makes the room look a little bigger than it actually is, but not obscenely so it looks like you're trying to deceive somebody. So that'll lead us into the description of your house. The description. Please try to avoid real estate-y type descriptions. I know you've seen them before. As you walk into the front entrance, you flow through the house into the dining room that has a chandelier that's next to the large kitchen. Yeah, that's not going to get you anywhere. They all say that. The pictures tell you the house has a dining room. The picture tells you the house has a kitchen. What you want to do is you want to talk about the features of your house, and you want to talk about the benefits of your house. You want to kind of tell a story about your house. You want to make people want to live there. Not just because it's a nice house, which it is because you put in all that hard work getting it ready, but you want people to live there because of the lifestyle, because of the story that you have behind it. So once you get the camera part down and the lens, like I say, wide angle, then you want to make sure you have lots of natural lighting. Natural lighting takes the best pictures. This isn't natural lighting right here. I have lights that I put up here to make this look really, they're like bright white daylight lights, they're called. But you want to get as much natural light into the house as you can, which means opening up all your windows, all your blinds, get some really bright light bulbs, like 75 or 100 watt, and they make them now where you can get like the soft yellow light or the bright white, get the bright white, and if you don't like living with that, just use them to take your pictures. Turn on all the interior lights, again, open all the drapes and the curtains. Try to eliminate any shadows from the angles that you take your picture with. Try to keep shadows out of it. Personally, I use hardware and software that takes the pictures for me and then develops them into like magazine quality pictures. So I don't hire a professional, but I have a lot of really expensive gear. And what it does is it eliminates all the shadows in the picture, and they look really great. You can do that just by moving your camera around to different angles, maybe adjusting lamps here and there. Just try to get the shadows out as much as you can. The positioning, I always like to go from the corner of the room. So I can get when I'm using that wide angle lens, so I can get so I can get as much of the room as I can in each picture. And then I'll take, depending on the room, if it's just like a normal boring bedroom, I'll take from 2 different corners. If it's a living room with a fireplace and maybe a built-in over here, I'll come from all different corners at it. Because I want to have lots of pictures on my listing. To give people lots of pictures to look through. I'm going to go back to pictures for a second because this is funny. I have people call me sometimes and ask me, hey, can you get me more pictures of this house? And I always tell them, no, that's the only pictures that they put online. It's probably the only good pictures they could find. So that's why you want to put lots of pictures. People like pictures for one thing. For another thing, it shows all of your house so that people don't have questions to ask. They just want to come see it now in person and make you an offer. Okay? Be honest with your pictures. I tell people this all the time when I'm taking pictures of the house and they're saying like, oh, don't take a picture of that. You know, you don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. What I see with buyers a lot when I'm showing houses is they'll come to a house, they'll be all excited about it because of the pictures. Sometimes they'll call me on the phone and they'll say, hey, we found the perfect house. We're going to buy it. Well, we better go look at it first though. And I always just kind of, smirk to myself, yeah, we'll see. And we get there and the house is crap. Or it looks nothing like the pictures. So you just want to be honest. You want to take good pictures, but you want them to be honest. You don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. Okay, so back to descriptions. So you want to do like, when you do descriptions of your house, you want to describe the features and the benefits of those features. So like, if you have a pool, it's like the pool is perfect for swimming on these hot summer days we have in Kansas. We love gathering around our formal dining room table as a family to discuss the day's events. I'll miss sitting on the deck and enjoying the beautiful mornings and the birds singing. So when you're describing your house, that's what you want to do. You talk about a feature of the house that's impressive or something that's, that's not like in every house. And then you want to talk about the benefit of that feature, why you like it and why the people that are looking at your house will like it. So also when we go into describing houses, we want to describe them like kind of as a lifestyle sort of a way. Instead of just, yeah, this is a nice house like all the other nice houses in the neighborhood. So, maybe move into this newly renovated bungalow in Riverside. Riverside's a real popular area around here. Get away to this rustic lakefront log cabin with breathtaking views, like that. That's a little dramatic, but you get my point. You'll love this delightful Tudor home with old world charm. Spacious, maintenance-free starter homes. Things like that that's what you want to be at, like up at the top after you've told people to contact you directly. That's like your grabber, as they say in marketing, the hook. That's what you want people to read. This maintenance-free starter home, beautiful views of this historic downtown district, like that. And then you can describe, the things about your house that are special, that are special to you, and maybe special to that aren't like the rest of the homes in the neighborhood. Everybody already knows what the rest of the homes in the neighborhood look like. They want to know why yours is special and why they want to buy it. And sometimes these special things aren't noticed when they're touring the home. Things like if you have special appliances or something that they might not notice or they don't know about, like say famous brand name items that are famous because they're really reliable or they're really great, like Train. Trains are really good, popular HVAC system. Train system with smart home technology Nest thermostat. Ring doorbell so you can see who's at your front door for safety. Things like that are going to tell people about these extras that your house has and the reasons that they should come and look at it and the reasons that they should make you an offer on it. So you want to use words, don't use boring words. You can always pull out your thesaurus if you need to, but use words like impeccable, luxurious, captivating. We have granite kitchen. We have granite countertops in the kitchen. Massive master bedroom. Beautiful landscaping. Captivating words like that are going to impress people. Great is not such a good word. Large is a pretty boring word. Try to be a little creative with your descriptions like that. The perfect size of a description is around 250 words. You don't want to go too much bigger than that. If you have like a gigantic mansion, of course you're going to want to go too many, but people get bored after a while reading through the descriptions. They want to get onto the pictures. So again, make sure the pictures are really fantastic. But if you have to write more, put all the best stuff at the top. So before they don't click the more button or before they get tired of reading, they know all the great features about your house. Then I'll take us on to social media. Everybody uses social media in one form or another. I should never generalize and say everybody, but you know what I mean. A lot of people do. So say you're really active on Facebook and you have a popular Facebook page and you have 400 followers and you're active, so a lot of them show up, you know, through Facebook's algorithm. You have a regular, you know, 250 friends that show up on your algorithm. Well, take that 250 times the 250 that friend has, times the 250 that friend has, times you get the point, all those eyes seeing your house. Don't be salesy on Facebook and on social media. You just go on there as a person that's selling their house, and you're letting your friends know that I'm selling my house. You know, there's been several times in my career, more than several, where people have found a house on Facebook because it was showing up on the friends of a friend's feed. Of course, there's all the other ones, Twitter, Pinterest, whatever you're really active on, that's where you want to advertise it. And again, don't be salesy, you're just a person letting your friends know that you have a house for sale. Another thing that you want to remember when you do go to start advertising your house and marketing it is you may be tempted to take the first full price offer. Say, for instance, you're in a market like this was filmed right now in September of 2020. We are in an incredibly rich seller's market. Interest rates are like below 3%. There's a ton of buyers out there. Everybody wants in on the low interest rates, but there's no houses for sale. Right now in Wichita, Kansas, we have like half our normal inventory. Half. It's like that all across the United States. I have real estate friends everywhere that are telling me the same thing. So it's really easy to sell a house right now. So you may get your house out there, and the first day that somebody comes along and makes you a full price offer, you may be tempted to take that. And if that's good enough for you, great, take it. But what I recommend to my clients is let's just hold off a couple days. Let's show the house some more. Let's see if we can get some more offers. And then we take all those offers that we have, and of course we have their contact information, and then we send out an email to everybody that's made an offer. Say I have 7 offers, 5 offers, whatever. I send out an email to all those real estate agents, and I say, we're in a multiple offer situation. Please send us your highest and best offer. We will be choosing who we're going to work with at 5 o'clock on Tuesday, or something like that. And inevitably, you know, 4 or 5, 2 or 3, well, whatever. Some of those agents are going to send me better offers. So I might have had, if I'm selling a $200,000 house, I might have had a top offer of 206. And you wait from 206. There's always a couple low ballers in there, so down to 195. And then by the time we get the house sold, we may be up to 215, 220. Heck, I got a friend in California in the Central Valley. I talk to these guys every Friday on a conference call. They're selling houses out there for $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 above asking because they're creating bidding wars. So that's ultimately what you want to do. That's the most exciting thing, is to create a bidding war, and then you know it drives the price up and you get the highest offer, whatever. Okay, we didn't talk about open houses, so let's touch on that real quick. If you have to do an open house, do it before you put your house on the market. Do it like kind of like a little private thing. Tell all of your friends, all of your family, plan it, make it kind of like a party, make it a big deal. I'll tell you how we do it. When we list a house, well, we don't in a market like this because everything sells so fast, but when we list a house, like say in a buyer's market, and it's not so easy to sell, we'll do our first open house, and we'll do like a private open house. And we'll encourage the seller to invite all their family and friends, actually send out invitations. You're invited to a very special open house. We're moving and we want to say goodbye. And so you bring in all your workmates, all your family, all around your neighborhood, and then at the last minute you can put it up there on Zillow in the last day or two, and then you'll get a lot of those regular people too, if you want to do that part. That's not really so necessary, but the thing is you want to get these people here, and you want to make it a special open house. You want to have, like, you know, wine, water, soda, goodies, decorate the house, soft music, make it kind of like a party. You know, and people are going to wander in, wander out, have some hors d'oeuvres, whatever. You want to make it fun. People are going to remember it. They're going to go back to work. They're going to tell all their family and friends about this house that's for sale. And another reason you want to invite the neighbors is because a lot of houses are sold to people because they want to live in a certain neighborhood to be close to either family or friends. So remember, your family, friends, workmates, and the neighborhood. And then you just have a private open house. If you do these things right here that we just talked about, you'll create a bidding war on your house. And it's not just the marketing. And remember, it's also about getting your house ready for market. And we're going to make a video about that here in the very near future. And it's also about pricing your house. We have a video here about how you can use Zillow to price your house and get it really close to perfect on there. And that's it. So go out there, market your house, sell it, and then count your money. If you found some value in this video, and if you learned anything new about marketing your for sale by owner, hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming back and posting lots more tips and strategies to help you sell your house yourself fast and for the most money. Thanks for watching.